For advanced English learners, mastering the language to do well in job interviews means more than just expanding their vocabulary. It also means knowing cultural differences, using the right phrases, and talking with confidence and clarity. Here is an in-depth guide on how to improve your English speaking skills for job interviews. 1. Understand what business English is used for. Business English is more formal and structured than casual conversation. For example, instead of saying "I got the project done on time," a more formal way would be "I successfully completed the project according to the timeline." Familiarize yourself with industry-specific terms by reading business magazines, watching related news channels, or following industry leaders on platforms like LinkedIn. Learn common terms used in the business that are related to the job you are applying for. 2. Practice common interview questions. Prepare answers to standard questions you might face. For instance, for the question, "What are your strengths?" instead of a simple "I'm a hard worker," elaborate with specifics like, "One of my strengths is my dedication to meeting deadlines." Think about how you would answer questions like, "Tell me about yourself," or "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" By doing this, you can come up with answers that are not only full of information, but also short and focused. For example, in my last project, I contributed additional hours to ensure the project was completed ahead of schedule without compromising quality. By practicing these answers, you can feel less nervous and speak more naturally during the real interview. 3. Engage in role-playing exercises. Simulate an interview scenario with a friend where they act as the interviewer. For instance, they might ask, "How do you handle pressure?" "I prioritized my tasks by urgency and complexity, which allowed me to effectively manage my workload." You can get input on how you use language, tone, body language, and how you answer behavioral questions from these exercises. You could respond with a specific situation, such as, "In my previous role, I was under pressure to deliver multiple projects simultaneously." 4. Write down and look over your performance. It can be very helpful to record your practice lessons. Listen to these tapes again to see where you can improve, and keep track of your progress over time. 5. Learn how to make small talk. Being good at small talk can ease the tension in an interview. It lets you hear how you say words, find spelling errors, check how your language flows, and look closely at how you use filler words. For example, if the interviewer mentions they recently attended a conference, you could follow up with, "That sounds interesting. What was the highlight of the conference for you?" This shows interest and keeps the conversation flowing. Not only can good small talk show off your language skills, but it can also help you connect with the interviewer on a human level. To be ready for this part of the interview, read up on current events, cultural differences, and general information. 6. When candidates answer behavioral questions, they have to give examples from their past jobs that show they are qualified for the job. Use the STAR method, situation, task, action, result, to organize your answers so they are clear and to the point. For instance, if asked, tell me about a time you led a team, start with the situation, we were tasked with launching a new product. Then the task, as the team leader, my role was to, followed by the action, I organized weekly meetings. And the result, the product launch was a success, exceeding our sales targets by 20%. 7. Work on your pronunciation and accent. It's not necessary to get great at an American or British accent, but it is important to have clear pronunciation so that people can understand you. If your strong accent makes it hard for people to understand you, work on making it less noticeable. Number 8. Comments from native speakers. If a native speaker points out that you frequently misuse the phrase, on the other hand, you can correct this in future conversations. Such feedback is invaluable for refining your speaking skills. 9. Remain calm and sure of yourself. Often, being nervous can make it hard to speak clearly and smoothly. For example, breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, and exhale for 4 counts. Deep breathing, positive visualization, and being aware are all techniques that can help you deal with interview anxiety. 10. Learning and being exposed all the time. Watch movies, listen to podcasts, and read books that are written in English all the time. 11. Record and review your performance. Record your practice interviews and listen back to identify any grammatical errors or awkward phrasing. For example, you might notice you often use a or Being aware allows you to consciously reduce these filler sounds in future responses. Advanced English learners can improve their speaking skills by using these methods. This will help them not only in job interviews but also in other business situations. This training not only improves language skills but also gives people the confidence they need to do well in work settings.